Hello, everyone. My name is Kahmara, and I'm here with permanent makeup artist Naomi Stricker.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So I'm here to ask you a couple questions about your work and everything that you do. So just tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Naomi. I'm 41. I'm from Muncie. I was a hairstylist for 19 years. Now I've been a cosmetic tattoo artist for 5 years, and I tattoo lips, eyebrows, eyeliner, and areolas for cancer survivors, along with doing fine line tattoos. I have 2 girls and 2 dogs.
All right, that's wonderful. So my next question is, so I just wanted you to give me a rundown of why you began doing what you're doing. Well, we could start with you were a hairdresser. So what got you into that?
What got me into doing hair?
Hair.
As long as I can remember, I wanted to be a hairdresser. Since 8th grade, I was like, I'm going to beauty school, half day in high school, and I'm going to be a hairdresser. And that's like what I always wanted to be. So I don't even know why, but I just knew that since I was a little girl, I was going to be a hairstylist. And then with doing hair for 20 years, just standing all day, and I knew this is something I could do forever. And so I was a regular makeup artist for the 6 years before I started doing permanent makeup. So I fell in love with makeup, and when microblading became popular, I knew that I would be amazing at that. And I looked into it for years, but I was too chicken to pull the trigger and go for it. And so I looked into it for about 8 years, and then I finally took the class and I fell in love with it. And my mentor also tattooed nipples, so I knew at the time that I would love to do that, but I knew it was an advanced skill, so I wanted to perfect my skills before I attempted to do that, because the last thing a cancer survivor needed was someone that didn't know what they were doing to try to tattoo nipples on them. So when I felt like I had perfected my skills as a permanent makeup artist, I took multiple classes to learn how to do the nipple tattooing, and decided to go for that, to add that to my skills.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. And the work that I've seen so far is really nice, really precise. I can tell that you really care about what you do and you're passionate about it. So that's really good. Another question that I wanted to ask was, you mentioned that you took classes. Did that lead you to having your own classes? Because I saw on your page that you do have your own classes for people to join.
Yes. So in the industry, it's really shameful that there's not a lot of regulations, and there are a lot of bad teachers out there. So I am a perfectionist, and I love to learn, and I actually have a learning disability in reading, so school was always hard, and I am definitely a hands-on learner. So I knew that I could pour my education, because I have taken so many classes. I feel like I'm way more educated than most people in our industry. So I knew that this would be something that I would be good at, and I really enjoy teaching, and I do all my classes one-on-one. So they're getting such a close learning environment to learn all the techniques, and I can help them that fits their needs.
Okay, that's wonderful. I like that you have that outlet for everyone else, because I know you explained that it was a little bit difficult for you to go through these classes and actually learn what you needed to learn in order to, be who you are now. So that's really nice that you offer those classes for everyone else to get that.
I do feel like some teachers, they're so good at it, so good at the skill, that they're not good teachers because they don't dumb it down enough. But you're teaching beginners, and so you really need to remember how it was to start, and you got to teach them the basics to get advanced.
Yeah, I totally understand. So looking back on how you started and where you are now, how would you describe the evolution of your makeup artist or your makeup art?
Well, like I said, I started with just the basic fundamentals of brows, eyeliner, and lips, and then I just continue to take more classes to learn new skills. I take a new class about every 6 months to learn something, and if I don't feel like I mastered it, I take another class in that subject. But practice makes perfect, and just continuing to do it and work harder and practice all the time just has improved my skills over the years. And just once I feel like I mastered one technique, I learn a new skill.
And have you been learning any new skills here recently since you've expanded?
So, well, like a year ago, I flew to California and took a class on fine line body art tattooing. So that's what I've really enjoyed this last year. Actually, over the weekend, I bought an online class to hone that skill. It's a lady out of the UK, and she has this online class for a different kind of technique to go along to with the fine line tattooing. So just to kind of perfect that and become better at that.
What effect do you hope your art has on your clients?
Okay. I hope it brings them joy. Like with the permanent makeup, I feel like it really makes your life easier, and it's really cool to see people's expressions with the nipples and the cancer survivors, like to feel the last piece of the puzzle to make them feel whole again. And I've done eyebrows on women that lost their eyebrows and don't have eyebrows, and they feel naked. And like this one client I had, she cried when I showed her the mirror with just her eyebrows. She was young and didn't have any, and she's like, every day I draw my eyebrows before I leave the bathroom because I don't want my boyfriend to see me with no eyebrows. And she cried tears of joy because she was so happy to just feel normal again. So I love being able to give that to people.
Yeah, and that's so heartwarming. How do you feel knowing that your clients feel this way and react that way whenever you show them the mirror and what you've done?
I mean, it just makes me so excited, and it gives me the reason to keep going and doing what I'm doing.
All right, and let's see. Okay. So I want to get more into the nipple tattoos. So how frequent do you work on breast cancer survivors?
Not as frequently as I'd love to do it. When I started doing it, I was really excited, thinking that it was going to blow up and I was going to be the person in Indiana that everybody goes to, but it's so hard to get your name out there. So honestly, I don't do it that much at all because I don't think enough people know about me.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
One time I sat down and I was going to email all the plastic surgeons and cancer doctors in Indiana, and then I realized that information is not public. And I was like, I can't email all the doctors because they don't have emails.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate that it's so difficult to get your name out there, especially with such a process that you don't see everywhere, and especially in Indiana, it's a small town, small state, and then Muncie is a small town on top of that. So it's definitely a difficult thing to do to get your name out there in such a small area. So about how long does it take to do the nipple piercings? I mean, what? We're piercing nipples? Okay. About how long does it take for you to do the nipple tattoos?
So when I first started, it took about 3 hours, but I think the last set of nipples I did, it took an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you have different shades for the nipples?
Yes, so I think I have about 10 shades of colors, lots of just different flesh tones that range, and I use about 4 colors on a person plus white to highlight.
And could you just explain the process to someone like me who has no clue about tattoos or any type of art dealing with tattoos?
Are you wanting me to explain how I explained out there with the 9 inches?
I mean, we can. Yep.
Is that what you want?
That's fine.
Okay. So when you come to your appointment, I'm going to do measurements. I have a measuring tape, and from this little divot in your neck right here to where your nipple should be, it should be 9 inches. And so I measure from here to here and here to here and then here to here. And I measure out, draw a example on you. Then we both look at the mirror and assess everything. And we draw an areola, and we would draw 2 circles, like the areola circle and the nipple circle, to get the placement right. And then I assess your skin tones, and I look at all the colors, and I'll take some samples of the colors on your skin to get an idea of what color I want the base tone to be, and your shadows and all the things. And you get to see and approve the shape and everything before we get started. And then we just go from there. And I use about 4 flesh tones with different levels and tones for shading and shadows and highlights.
Okay, and how frequent should, or is there any touch-ups that happen, or
Okay.
how long does the tattoo?
So with with the areolas and permanent makeup, I like to start light because we can always add more, and I like to layer it. So I like you to come to your first session and then come back in about 2 to 3 months to do a touch-up perfecting session. And then at that point with the nipples, I mean, we do use tattoo pigments, so they're made to last. But I would say in 5 years or so, you may need another touch up.
Okay, and so let's get into your purpose with the areola tattoos. Like, what got you into wanting to do these tattoos on breast cancer survivors?
I've always had a heart to help people, and when I learned about everything and how, like, when I found out that, like, once you have breast cancer you don't have nipples anymore, and just seeing the stages in the process and having the artistic ability to be able to help somebody, I just knew it was something that I had to do.
Since I believe October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, do you do anything to celebrate or to shed light on Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
So I haven't yet, but I was planning on, which I know it's getting late and I need to do that now, but I want to do a giveaway. I want to do a giveaway to give a free set of nipples to somebody. So
that's super sweet.
Yeah,
that's
so I'm going to do that. So I need to work on my post, and I'm going to do a post and do a giveaway for a cancer survivor to give somebody a free set of nipples.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. Those may be all of the questions that I have today. Is there anything that I missed that you would like to add about yourself or about your business?
So one thing that I'm going to be working on the next time I meet with my CPA is I'm going to start a non-for-profit for cancer survivors. So I'm going to do fundraisers to raise money for people, so the cancer survivors can get their nipples done for free.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And I once again want to commend you on all the work that you've done. And I really greatly appreciate it. I mean, what you're doing for everyone and breast cancer survivors is really thoughtful and heartwarming of you. So
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.